Welcome to my hike across Scotland. I'm doing the John Muir Way, the West Highland Way, and the Great Glen Way. Today we're on the John Muir Way. Good morning and welcome to another day in Scotland. We're embarking on section 8. Unbelievable, 8 out of 10. So today we started in Croy, which is right down here. Yesterday we summited that hill behind, the next largest there, where there was a Roman fort and part of the Antonian wall. That wall has been, marks the northern border of the Roman Empire 1800 years ago, and goes, I don't know how many miles. I mean, it just goes for like three or four segments back. So we're still along the wall. So from that hilltop, imagine the wall being built to here. This is a headquarters post. This is one of the larger and the highest Roman fort of the time, marked by this. And we are definitely high, obviously, you can see. So this is the highest point probably in the whole hike to date. And, we've got some beautiful hills ahead of us. We're going to be following the canal, which is right at the base here, down over here. We're probably going to go through that valley there. It's possible we go through that valley. I'm not really sure. We do hit a town, and that'll be in about an hour and a half. So it's either this town here or that town over there. And I'm going to resupply. It's a decent town, and head up to the campsite. So that's what we got going for today. Glasgow, straight down here. Oh wow, big windmills on the horizon. The other main thing here is at some point at the end of the day, we are going to be crossing over the West Highland Way. It's either the end of today or beginning of tomorrow. And the campsite tonight is actually called the West Highland Way campsite. Hey, welcome back to the Roman forts of Scotland. This is a nice placard here, and you can see the ground out here. They've put the walls up, and apparently there was a bath area and kitchen area, and obviously living spaces here. But what I like about this placard is it shows us we're at Bar Hill Fort. Yesterday we went over Croy Hill. We might have seen Westerwood Fort. And then Castle Curry Fort, I believe, was the day before, or certainly was been yesterday. And those parallel the Forth and Clyde Canal, which of course we've been walking around, and continues to be right in front of me here. So, that's the story of this hike. It's the canal, it's the Roman wall, and it's the coastline. Obviously, the purpose is to follow John Muir's footsteps, and most likely, this canal was, a canal like this was here, and they used the canal. But a straight canal walk is not very fun. So, since we got history here with the Romans and a beautiful coastal line, might as well take advantage of that. All right, so today I think we got about 13 miles, and that will be the day. So thanks for tuning in. I'm in Kirkintilloch, halfway through segment 8, and the good news is we got a Lidl over here, which is the local grocery, European grocery. And if you want American food, you can get some McDonald's. This is a good restock because this is it until to the end. So I'm going to restock. And we are at Milton of Campsie. This is a long trail that has been paved the whole way, and we're going to be on it for 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that. So if it's not the canal, it's this. Hey, welcome back to Scotland. On this part of the hike, section 8, 10 miles into it, we've been also following along the Thomas Muir Trail, which I guess is John Muir's brother. I don't know. They mostly parallel each other, but this is a point where they diverge. So just keep an eye out on that. John Muir is the logo. And then we have these Beautiful mountains with some sheep. And this is what we've come to kind of expect out of Scotland here. Isn't this view just cracking? It's a cracking good day today. What a beautiful scene. Now this is the Scotland we're hoping for. My. And tomorrow we are going to get into the Loch Lomond area, which is a national park. And you can tell we're heading that direction. Look at how beautiful these trees are with the Scottish moss. Okay. After all that canal walking, we're getting into something now. Hey, we're finishing up section 8 of the John Muir Way. I'm about 2 kilometers outside of Strathblane or Blanefield, whichever town you want to end up in. I'm going about 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers outside of town to a campground. And this is what we got right now. So I figured this is pretty darn nice. Get this on film one last time before we end the day. I got 12 miles in 5 hours. And the cement, you know, I can feel the cement. It's been such an easy walk and it's been joyous. Obviously with views like this. I mean, okay, I'm gonna spin the camera around here. Look at that horizon view. Pretty nice. Thanks for joining. Hey, one last time. This is a volcanic plug. You know, so much of this country is a volcano, which I didn't realize until I got here. And like the law and so many other features that we've seen along this hike that are just sort of these big pieces of rock in the middle of nowhere, they're all volcanic plugs. Edinburgh Castle's volcano. Very interesting stuff. You can see 2 guys walking just to give some scale. Back to Scotland. I am in right between Blanefield and Strathblane. So I'm heading out to the campsite and have to go through town. What a beautiful town. Right when you start, there's a nice little hotel and pub. I stopped in there for a Cullen skink. And they had a horse race on that was just crazy. It was just chaos. Crazy stuff. But if you remember last Saturday, today's Saturday, I was passing by Musselburgh, and they do horse races there. And I said, you know, the day before people were betting, but I guess it's a really big thing. So this week was even bigger than last week. And it was just crazy. Anyway, I turned on because this is really very nice town. I dig this. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you later. Hey, welcome to the West Highland Campgrounds. Very interesting background here. So the owner of this campsite is from Chicago. And in fact, his great-great-grandfather was Marshall Field. And he grew up in Lake Forest, not too far from where I grew up. And that's really close. So, fascinating. Basically, he modeled this camp and this style of camp after the angel camps on the PCT. So, you know, the whole reason I'm doing this because I didn't get a PCT permit. And I was going to do John Muir one way or another. Obviously, this is called the West Highland Way campsite, but it serves both trails because both trails cross just over here. Really great. They got food. They've got an inside living room. This was actually John Muir's home for a while. His father was a minister in the local chapel. This is where they lived. This little green hut, which has been remodeled over and over again, is a Scottish heritage site because it's where John Muir actually stayed. He stayed in the main house, but I guess his father built this. Like, I'm overwhelmed. They've got portraits of John Muir. They got all kinds of, obviously all the books and whatnot, but they actually have like original portraits on the wall. Fascinating, fascinating stuff. What a great piece of land. All right, well, that's the news for right now. If that's not a story, I don't know what is. So thanks for tuning in.